My name is Michael Hart. I'm 44 years old. A warehouse worker from Ohio. A single father who has spent the last 7 years trying to build a world soft enough to protect my little boy from breaking, but strong enough to prepare him for the truth I always feared he would one day demand. I never imagined that truth would come spilling out one quiet Sunday morning over a bowl of cereal when my 7-year-old son, Liam, looked up at me with eyes too sad for someone so young and asked, "Dad, why doesn't Mom ever call me?" And those words cut deeper than anything my ex-wife ever did. Deeper than any wound life had thrown at me, because I knew the day would come when my little lies, protective lies, would no longer be enough to shield him from the reality of the woman who walked away from him, before he even learned to tie his shoes. See, people think heartbreak belongs to lovers, but there is no heartbreak sharper than the one a child feels when someone they love chooses silence over connection. And his mother, Emily, had mastered silence. She left when Liam was two, no warning, no discussion, no fight. She said she needed freedom, said motherhood felt too heavy, said she wanted her own life back, and before the sun even rose, she was gone, her car rolling down our driveway while I stood barefoot, holding our confused toddler who kept whispering "Mama," like the word itself could pull her back. For years, I kept the truth tucked behind my ribs, wrapped in protection, buried under excuses. I told him she was busy, told him she was working, told him she loved him, but couldn't visit right now. But as he grew older, he grew smarter. And children can smell holes in a story long before adults ever admit they exist. That morning, when he asked me that question, the spoon fell from his hand and clinked against the bowl. Like even the universe knew this was a moment that would change everything. I sat down across from him, feeling my heart throb like it wanted to escape my chest. I wanted to lie, I really did. Not because lying is easier, but because truth can scar. But I promised myself the day I became a father that I would never let my son face pain alone. So I took a breath and told him the most honest, gentle version I could. "Buddy, your mom isn't ready to be a mom. Some people need more time to grow up, even adults. But none of it is your fault." He stared at me so quietly that it scared me, like he was absorbing every word, weighing it, placing each piece into an emotional puzzle he had been building for years. Then he whispered, "Did she ever love me?" That question shattered me. My throat burned, my chest tightened, my eyes filled, but I didn't let the tears fall yet. I said, "She did love you. She just didn't know how to stay. But I love you enough for both of us." He nodded, looked down at his cereal, and didn't speak again for a long while. I didn't push him. I just sat there, watching my son confront a truth that even grown men struggle to accept. Sometimes people don't leave because of you. They leave because of themselves. Over the next few days, Liam changed. Not in a broken way, but in a clearer way, like he finally understood why the calls never came. He didn't ask to hear her voice before bed anymore. He didn't bring me her picture asking when she'd visit. He didn't wait by the window on holidays. And seeing that shift, seeing my son release a hope that had been hurting him, was both relief and heartbreak wrapped together. I thought that would be the end of it, that we'd finally move forward. But life has a cruel way of twisting itself into shapes you don't expect. 2 months later, while I was making dinner, my phone buzzed with a number I didn't recognize. Normally, I ignore unknown numbers, but something in my chest and instinct, a warning, made me answer. And when I heard the shaky voice on the other side say, "Michael, it's me," I felt the earth tilt. Emily, after 7 years. The woman who had disappeared without a trace. The woman who never called for Christmas, never asked about birthdays, never sent a single letter. She said she regretted leaving, said she missed her son, said she wanted to talk to him. Like he was some hobby she suddenly remembered she used to enjoy. My hands shook as she spoke. Before I could respond, Liam walked into the kitchen, froze when he heard her voice, and his sweet, innocent face tensed. He whispered, "Is that Mom?" I nodded slightly. Emily heard him and immediately said, "Liam? Baby, it's Mommy. Can you hear?" But Liam held up his hand. A 7-year-old holding up his hand like a grown man. "Dad," he said quietly, "I don't want to talk to her yet." His voice wasn't angry or bitter. It was calm, firm, clear, stronger than I had ever heard him speak. I put the phone back to my ear and said, "Emily, he's not ready." She started crying, begging, pleading. "Michael, please. I made mistakes. I want to fix things. I deserve a chance." And for the first time in 7 years, I didn't feel anger. I felt a strange, unexpected pity. Because the power she once had, the power to hurt, to abandon, to choose silence, was gone. Liam wasn't waiting for her anymore. He wasn't starving for her love. The truth had freed him. I told her, if you want to be in his life, you're going to have to earn it. And that starts with respecting what he needs. Right now he needs space. She cried harder, but I didn't bend. I ended the call and sat on the floor of the kitchen with Liam leaning against me. He didn't cry. He didn't tremble. He just sighed like a weight had finally lifted. Weeks passed before she reached out again. This time, through a letter, not a long one, not a dramatic one, just a simple apology. She admitted she left because she felt overwhelmed, selfish, unprepared. She said she knew she had abandoned us, knew she had hurt our son, knew she had missed the most important years of his life. And she didn't ask for forgiveness. She only asked for patience. I showed the letter to Liam, expecting anger or confusion, but he surprised me again. He read it quietly, folded it neatly, and said, "She's trying. That's good, but I'm not ready to see her yet." And that's when I realized the truth I told him didn't destroy him, it built him. It didn't break his heart, it strengthened it. It didn't make him push love away, it helped him understand who deserved a place in his heart, and maybe someday he'll let her in. Maybe he won't, but the decision will be his, not mine, not hers. For 7 years, I fought to protect my son from a truth I thought was too painful to bear. But when the moment came, he carried that truth with more courage than most adults. And I learned something I will never forget. Sometimes telling the truth doesn't take away a child's innocence, it gives them power. And my son, the boy who once cried at the window waiting for a mother who never showed, now stands taller than the past that tried to break him.